I'm out here at the private residence of Faith. And Faith, you have this beautiful garden and you have a backyard habitat certification. So what inspired you to get your yard certified?
Well, even before I was aware of the program, I became more interested in plants in a temperate zone. I grew up in Hawaii, and so it was always about tropical plants. And at the time, we really didn't have very much in terms of landscaping here. It was just 2 camellias flanking a porch and lawn, and I ripped out the lawn. We're faced with a wildlife situation where people don't understand. We've already displaced too many animals.
So you've taken out, the camellia, and you've taken out a lot of the lawn. So what was the next steps to kind of help attract that wildlife to your yard?
Well, I couldn't afford to buy all the plants I needed. So I started out with 1-gallon pots that lined the driveway until they were of a size where they could grow large enough for the landscape. But in addition to that, I also introduced to the garden plants that actually are ornamentals, but they are also, they serve wildlife as well.
And so this has been, a process you've been working on over many years, which
Yes.
is nice because it doesn't have to be a full redo all at once.
This is true.
And there's lots of elements that you put in.
It's
so
true.
we're going to go meet with Bethany over in your garden and kind of talk about some of the steps about what you can do in your yard to create this perfect habitat. So now we're back in the garden. I'm with Bethany, and Bethany, you're with the Backyard Habitat Certification Program. So what is your job with them?
Yeah, I'm one of the habitat technicians, and so when someone signs up for the program, they get an hour-long visit with one of the technicians. And so we're assigned by geography based on where you live, and we'll come out and walk your yard with you and talk all about the things you can do to improve your habitat.
So for our viewers that are interested in getting their yard certified, what are some of the steps that they need to do to get that certification?
Yeah, first I'd say check out the website. It's backyardhabitats.org. And there you'll learn about the 5 categories of the certification criteria and see if it's something for you. But basically, in this visit, we're looking for native plants from the Portland plant list. So that's locally native plants here to Portland area, as well as noxious weeds. We'll look at storm water. So when it rains, where's the water go on your property? We'll look at chemical use and pesticides and talk a little bit about that, how to do things in the least toxic way possible. And then wildlife stewardship. That's things like bird baths and bird houses, bat houses, those kinds of things.
Okay, and there's a lot of benefits to creating this habitat. It's not just for the wildlife itself, but there are multiple other benefits.
Yeah, there's a lot of great things that come out of this. So drawing the birds into your property, everyone suddenly becomes a birder. So that's really fun, and watching your yard come to life because there's so much more diversity. But then in addition to that, the native plants are more adapted to our conditions here. So they're lower maintenance, they have less water needs, and once they're established, they can really hold their own in these heat waves we've been having, and Faith's Garden can prove that. So it's been great.
There's a lot of processes to that, which can be maybe a little overwhelming to the viewer, but it doesn't have to be that way, does it?
It doesn't. So having that site visit from the technician gets you started with the basic information you need to proceed. And we're only looking for a yard to have 5% of their area focused on native plantings in order to be a naturescape. Most people have a corner, a side yard, something that they can devote to that 5% native area.
And then you give them a packet when they show up.
Exactly. So everyone gets a resource packet like this, and inside there are plant posters, there's coupons for native plants to local nurseries, coupons for books, as well as handouts, just a little bit about every topic we have so you can really get yourself going in the right direction.
And this is a process.
It is. We give you a certification in progress sign, and this is really helpful because it lets the neighbors know you're doing something. Sometimes a project looks messy before it looks really nice. And so this gives you a way to let the neighbors know what you're doing. And when you get certified, you get a metal sign that says Backyard Certified.
Yeah, so there's so much that we can do.
Yeah.
And there's a ton of information on your website. So, for more information on the backyard certification process, make sure you go to their website, or you can go to gardentime.tv. So, Bethany, we appreciate all the information on how we can create this certification process and this habitat for our own yard. So, thanks for having us out.
Thank you.